Well, here we begin to look at our second view of human nature from Thomas Aquinas. And I thought I'd just make a few general remarks as we get started here that might help you read, but help you maybe contextualize what Thomas is doing here. It seemed to me that the first word to get clear on, not only because it's ambiguous, but also because it's so important, is the word end. Of course, when Thomas says things like, he might say, he doesn't mean the coming to an end of mankind. He means the purpose of man, the end. So end here typically in Thomas means purpose or goal. That is, and it's conceived really. I mean, he is referred to, or he is referenced in these readings, as he is many times throughout the Summa Theologica, key parts by Thomas. That is Aristotle, Plato's brilliant student and equally influential and important philosopher, whom we won't read, but his influence is all over Thomas's way of thinking. That is that if you're going to understand a thing, especially a living thing, if you're going to understand what it is, understand its nature, then you have to understand its end. And I guess I would start this way, saying, first of all, well, think about this relationship. A subject, or let's say an agent. An agent is anybody who acts, you or me, when we do something. We act, we engage in an activity of some sort. And that activity is directed towards an end. Okay. So you are the agent. Your activity is going to the store, and the end is to get milk. You are the agent. Your activity is studying, and your end is doing well on a test. And it could just apply. It's the most general sort of theory of action. And the idea is that we understand the activity, whatever the agent is engaged in doing. When we understand the end or purpose that the agent wants to fulfill through doing the action. That is, if we see somebody walking and we want to know, why they're walking, if the agent says, well, I have to get milk from the store, then we feel like we've understood the meaning of the activity, that towards which it's directed. Clearly, this schema, this framework, is indispensable for everyday life. That is, the activities we engage in normally make sense to us and to others because of the ends or purposes or goals that they pursue. I think that it would probably be a very, very strange view of life that didn't include this notion of how we explain the meaning of our activities. But Aristotle and Thomas wanted to take it further and say that, well, not only is everyday activity to be thought of in this way, but that human life as a whole. So, the end of walking to the store, in this case, is getting milk. Right? The end of studying, in this case, this activity, is doing well on a test. So we have all these lesser ends, goals, things we aim at. In our everyday life. The question is, Is there something we aim at through our life considered as a whole? That is, it's clear that when I'm walking to the store, my end is to get milk, or that when I'm studying, my end is to get knowledge or to do well on the test, depending on what my real intention is. It could be more than one. But these are, let's say, intermediate goals, intermediate purposes in my life. If I'm asking, well, can they make my activities meaningful? Is there something we aim at through our life considered as a whole? That is, the ends of everyday activities make them meaningful. They provide a meaning for those activities. Is there a greatest or final end which makes life as a whole meaningful? That's really the question that Thomas is getting at here. For traditionally, it's been known as the question of the summum bonum, the greatest good. Is there an overall good that my life aims at, which would reveal what I'm supposed to do? Getting messages about the recording here, so I'm going to end it here and pick up where I left off.